tournament like this is incredible.
The worst he could do is top 3.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Don't say those kind of words. But the thing that's impressive to me about this is I hope that it opens guys not only to young players in Japan, but in the U.S. and everywhere else as well, that, you know, it's not too late to compete with players of legendary caliber.
Absolutely not.
Like, if you put in this kind of time and effort, you can compete with the best of them, right? It's this kind of time in fighting games where everybody is kind of jumping in, not only to new games and new starts, but they're trying out many different fighting games. It's like an era where everybody wants to just play everything, and that's probably the most positive thing you could ask for.
And it does great things for your game across all these different games.
Right.
But, and especially for a game, even within Street Fighter V itself, that changes frequently enough to reward sort of or open those doors. So calcified habits or understandings of the game don't necessarily pay off in the same way. So there's, I think, doors opening all the time for new players.
Right. So even if you're someone like Daigo who has the calloused hands of gripping those joysticks, he came to the U.S. and had to play an American stick. He was like, how do I do this? One match on an American stick, and I thought my hands were going to fall off. It was crazy. But
both hands trying to move it around.
Yeah.
And, churning the butter.
I think it's brutal. But you have our winners finals, and again, John Takeuchi, the young man there.
And we'll see what kind of answer, what kind of preparation he might have. That scene is funny every time.
Every time he drinks from that giant.
I was going to try and just roll through there, and I'm like, nope, still funny.
That's for the big cup noodle that comes on stage at the end. He's got to fill that up.
Shout outs to the cup noodle. That big demonic animate cup has brought great joy to my heart.
Yeah, it has. Imagining
the winners.
Many different realms, cooking that much noodles at once. The amount of water you need, the stability in that cup. It just can't be possible. Yeah, the sodium.
Which is appropriate for a fighting game tournament.
For sure.
Perfect.
The handshake, there it is. Infiltration, MENAT, likely the character we'll see from him. I don't expect him to switch. He has a few other pocket characters, including RASHID, who John Takeuchi plays. But
yeah, certainly a lot of matchup familiarity. I can't imagine we're going to see his jury pop out at this stage.
Yeah, it'd be very deep in the tournament. And even if he does lose here and have to go against Daigo, or if Daigo makes it up after or something, I expect we'll see MENAT against Guile as well.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's right, as we said, like, from the moment that MENAT came on the scene, I think everyone recognized the potential there, but I don't think we've seen anybody quite put all the pieces together.
Yeah.
And I think Infiltration is, you know, the way he learns a character so fast, so quickly, with such insight, he really has a feel for a lot of characters, much quicker than I think a lot of other players and across the board. So I think he might be the guy to bring MENAT.
Yeah, and it's like an understanding of how the character plays, like, traditionally, but then also his own unique flair, right? Infiltration doesn't play...
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, if you watch any other MENAT player on the planet, like, it doesn't look like Infiltration. It's it's such a bizarre style.
The thing I love about that, too, is that was an evolution for him as a player.
Yeah.
At the beginning, I think he was blown up somewhat justifiably for playing a little bit set play, like kind of by the book. Like, you could have substituted. I mean, his decision-making and his execution was always excellent, but you could have substituted him for a lot of Akumas or something like that.
Yeah,
when
it's like a chess-playing robot, right? It always made the correct decisions, but, like, you didn't see sort of his own unique flair on a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
And he was incredibly dominant, but, like, in a fashion that was just like, geez.
Yeah.
You know? But now it's like he has this uniquely Infiltration style that's so fun to watch, and we're going to see it on display here at Winners Finals of EVO Japan 2018.
The first of what maybe one, maybe many.
Maybe hundreds, who knows?
We can hope.
Yeah, here in Akihabara.
We have the new generation John Takeuchi, sort of the middle generation with Infiltration. Getting that orb out on screen right away, answering the approach of John.
And that explosion. A new move that she has in Season 2. It's incredibly powerful.
So good. Wow. And John's just been hit by every single orb. Nice block on the overhead, but
it was spaced out so beautifully that when he tried to punish after, it didn't matter the throw bait, Infiltration, and then he resets anyway. He's looking incredible.
Oh, it's hard to watch.
Yeah, it very reminiscent of a year and a half ago in EVO 2016 when no one could put their hands on Infiltration, and every little trick and situation he was put in was so, like, well thought out. He's been there a million times, and he's just doing things that nobody else would think of.
His mass is all over the place.
Yeah, skating around the screen. But RASHID doing kind of the same. He's incredibly mobile, very high, you know, stun, going to be a factor, high damage, lots of pressure, and right back at Infiltration here.
A more traditional kind of round for RASHID, winning in, so showing at least that when he can find the opening, he's able to make the most of it.
Yeah, something that Chun-Li was struggling against Infiltration, right, from Human Bomb. Even when he got in, the damage and mix-ups weren't like a character like RASHID, who corners you at 94 seconds with, you know, barely a scratch.
Yeah, that wasn't Human Bomb. That was right, the character ability. Especially in the corner. Wow, what an answer.
And damage after this is okay, but he really needs to fight away from this pressure, right? That's one thing that he's struggling with here. And look at that, RASHID escapes. Now it's going to be a big problem, separated from the orb.
Love that decision there, just going straight for the throw, not even mess around on the ground. Found the opening, getting it done. The orb, he's just stuck there.
Yeah, brings it back safely. Activation, this could be big. He might actually choose the reset here. Yeah, goes for the cross-up on the other side.
Great block.
One orb remaining.
Keep one in the chamber.
Yeah, he might be able to use it on Wake Up here. Yeah, he tried to shoot it out to defend himself with a throw. Oh, got him.
And John Takeuchi with the critical art.
First round goes to him. That's the strength of that standing heavy kick V-trigger 2. In, you know, if you're using V-trigger 1, you just shoot the big tornado, you can get a juggle after it, And if it's blocked, it's really not that threatening. But, you know, standing heavy kick into V-trigger 2 is so, so useful on hit or block.
And, yeah, the familiarity with V-trigger 1, I think the mileage may have run out a little bit on that.
So now we see game 2 here, rolling in, trying to get past that orb early. And the thing about MENAT is you either wait for the orb and then play after, or you beat her to the punch. Don't allow her to get that orb out.
Once it's there, right. Look how much it shuts down, right? There we go.
Yeah, it makes her combo potential much higher, because without it, her punishes are not too bad. But this is where you want to be. Separate her from the orb, and then take advantage. Yeah, exactly. Weak defensive options as well, so you really are just kind of forcing her to be stuck here. V-reversal away.
Long range on the V-reversal. I do really think that the point about the Chun-Li matchup that we saw before is the difference between RASHID. RASHID really has the corner damage potential.
Just like that. I mean, he escapes, but at the cost of his orb, instant overhead of threat. This time, it looked like he was maybe baiting V-reversal.
Yeah, and John weathered the storm very cleanly there.
Jumps over. He doesn't have the orb in his hand. Surprise. It's actually behind him, which is kind of not where you want to be.
No.
Yeah, now he has to resummon it.
But he's got it. And back on the screen, coming right back.
Yes, whiffing those heavy punches. And look at John just kind of wait it out. He's either waiting for the orb to finish or moving in at an opportunity where he doesn't have it out already.
And again, smart decisions, because he knows he has the life lead. It's not a big one, but it's enough.
Yeah, one hit here, and John could have a CA. It's very, very dangerous for Infiltration.
Oh, he got it!
Yeah, and that extra move speed on the CA that he received really helped him out here. One of the changes that he got.
Yeah, Infiltration, I feel like he's been making some good decisions overall, but he's just not really biting after that first round. He's playing smart, willing to find his rushes when he gets them. Otherwise, just hang back.
Yeah, very patient for such a young player, too, right? He just sort of sits in the pocket and waits.
Oh, trying to punish the V-reversal. And Infiltration has also gone to a few sort of wild dive kicks just to get out of the corner, and they have not gotten punished by John Takeuchi, but still being able to close out the rounds.
Look at John just wait. Yeah, he recognized finally, look, I've been waiting here long enough. Infiltration will get a little antsy, as he is prone to do, right? He likes to move, he likes to hit buttons.
That is absolutely correct.
Look at him just wait.
Yeah, just bob up and down. I'm not going to commit. Why am I going to get popped by that thing? I'm not closing in on super. Nope.
And again, that rolling V skill, not even that risky to do. Her punishes on it are fairly weak, especially without V-trigger.
Yeah, if the orb's not in position on the screen,
wow, what a
chase
snipe.
Down.
Yeah, he knew he was going to try to jump it, but there's the wake up 3-frame right into V-trigger 2. Not the combo he was looking for.
Mixing up this time, going for the throw. Wow, I like the air-to-air.
Pulls the orb back in. John Takeuchi
switching gears a little bit here, willing to challenge the orb now a little bit more. I like this.
Yeah, the explosion, and John just waiting it out. He's getting close to full CA. Oh, the jump at Infiltration.
Hit. Yes!
As we mentioned, he will get antsy, right? Eventually, he wants to do so much, right? The actions he does per the APM is so high, right? And eventually, he just moved in, got tagged by that forward medium punch into the EX Eagle Spike.
And what I'm really loving about this is I feel like Infiltration has been feasting on the sort of frustration and bafflement of the other players.
Yes.
John Takeuchi just sort of opting out of that, being like, look, this is kind of a threat from the middle of the screen. Kind of not. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna hang out here. Like, you can explode the orb if you want, call it back in, and really turning that sort of antsiness, as you call it, I think correctly, of Infiltration back on him. And now, a little bit of self-reflection.
Yeah, he sort of has to reconsider here, I think. As you mentioned, preying on the... thinking about the jury pick here.
Wow.
And it's locked in
I
pretty
didn't think
quickly.
it would happen, but there it is. Certainly after those beatings with MENAT, like, yeah, there was really, again, talk about a lack of sometimes you just sort of get beat in the details. A couple of critical decisions don't go your way. The MENAT game plan wasn't coming together for him really at all since round 1.
Yeah, I think more really surprised at the strategy of John Takeuchi. He didn't run in and kind of get beat up like many people do, eat a lot of damage on the way in. He was patient when he had to be, and when he got in, he capitalized on the offense, and if Infiltration ever slipped away, as he does, since he is so talented at it, you know, you just kind of wait and take the next opportunity.
Jury is a character who needs to build up a little bit of space, but starting on that fireball is maybe the opportunity that he needs.
Yeah, and the fireball a little bit better in this version, travels slightly further, so.
I love the decision there from Infiltration to jump back. Even though he's cornering himself, it wasn't big cost, and he just stays away from that counter poke potential.
Yeah, you see Infiltration, he buffered for 5 seconds and then forward jump, right? There's usually something like that from him. He likes to move forward.
And again, I really like the way John Takeuchi is cashing in those throws. He knows that that's what's being offered, and so he's going to take it every time.
Back throw, and now this is what Infiltration wants, right? Space to move activates off the pinwheel.
Overhead, oh, gets popped.
And rolls back to the corner now. John just needs one big hit. The wake-up low light kick. And Eagle
right over it.
He was ready for it. John Takeuchi, one hit. Throws it.
Full screen, gets hit.
Oh, he took the wrist.
Infiltration says, I'm not going out like that, youngin'.
One of the big things he was willing to do in the LCQ was take these EX uppercut reversal wrists. And Infiltration was usually right about him, so one thing he has to consider now fighting against Jury instead of MENAT.
Nice sequence. He has set up roughly the perimeter that he wants, although, as RASHID is likely to do, has found himself in the corner very quickly. Nice answer from Infiltration.
Yeah, and he takes the time to charge that V-skill, which will allow him to side switch if he finds a hit.
Just waking up on those buttons.
Oh, what a block. No. Yeah, big damage here for John Takeuchi. A lot of stun as well.
Oh, he went for it again. Paid off for him in the press round, but he finds the stun.
A new V-trigger, the strength. Oh, a little too far from the combo he tried, actually.
A little drop, but it probably wouldn't have killed regardless.
Lots of pressure.
So look at the gray light building up. One jab. Wow.
Throw
nice
tech
throw
from
break.
Infiltration. Yeah, finally, he blocked for so long.
Wants to get his perimeter set up again here. Ooh, nice counter poke.
Trying to make something happen with his V-trigger. John Takeuchi just needs a little tap here.
He's so active, though. So impressive. So opposite of what we saw Takedo do in similar situations. Finds the loop. Now the pressure's on John.
Chip is a big problem here. He activates no V-reversal. The Eagle spike
the punish.
in.
Yeah, he had queued up that decision ahead of time. Infiltration throughout the fireball. And it's one of those, like, you've made a decision in your head. You know it's now the wrong one, but you still have to sort of, like, you're caught
The hands
in
are
slow
moving.
motion. Yeah. Your brain's already decided. That's a tough place to be.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. At that point, you're already like, your hands are doing it, and your brain's like, you know, it would really be better if, and it's too late by then.
You're sort of looking, you're keyed up, and you're like, there's the low fireball, and you're like, wait, no, you're way too far away. I'm never going to get punished. It's still happening.
Yeah, not much you can do there. It's happened to everybody. Everybody's been in that kind of a position. So the jury switch working out for Infiltration here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking a little bit more confident, and I think the ability to fight on defense a little bit better.
But again, like I wouldn't call that game at all a dominant round, right?
No.
And look, here we have RASHID, a classic round.
That enhanced wind shot that set him up. Oh, just the combo. Yeah, he shoots the whirlwind, and when he rolls through it, he gains that momentum. He gets extra combo potential there. So
Lands on the fireball that time with the Eagle Spike. Challenges, but gets hit. And Infiltration coming on hard here.
yeah, using that flip and activation really well.
Nice V reversal from Takeuchi. Dash forward. Escape the pressure and retain the mid-screen.
Oh, too far.
Oh, no confirm.
Takeuchi close to building that V-trigger. He V-reversaled earlier, so it's why he didn't have the gauge.
Two such mobile characters.
Yeah, Takeuchi, I like the backdash. Just get out of there. Punish.
Oh, that's the punish. Yeah, that was a big, big bet from Infiltration. Not really sure what prompted that.
Yeah, I mean, with Jury, he likes to do that. It's something that I've definitely seen from him
Yeah,
before. He's just betting on your kind of impatience catching up with you, right?
Yeah, but I feel like against Takeuchi, that's a really suspect bet.
For sure. Surprising to see such patience from such a young player, right? But
That's it. That's the hallmark of him to me. And what helped distinguish him immediately.
all right, confirms he's willing to spend bar very early.
After a healthy lead for Takeuchi. Not going to be put down. Wakes up the buttons.
Activates it, yeah, again. Just that B reversal. Infiltration finally using it. He likes to stay for that trigger quite often, but with the lead here, it seems like he's comfortable without it.
Such range.
Yeah, it just goes on and on, and Infiltration, he couldn't avoid it forever, so he just stood his ground.
Finds the cross-up, maintains pressure, gets chased down, answers back.
Not dead quite yet, but John, he's getting a little hurried at the end of this round. Okay.
Finds the opening he might need.
Oh,
there it was again.
He has full resources. He spent the CA. We'll see what the damage is going to look like.
He must have done the calculation. He thinks he's going to do it.
Not quite.
No.
Needs one more mix-up. Infiltration, he flips off the
Oh,
wall.
the wrong side. What's
Overhead block and
why?
punished.
How? John Takeuchi, hand in the air. America sweatshirt, the new generation says, welcome. Roll out the red carpet. I'm headed to grand finals.